After this planning, friends, the next step is obviously developing a presentation. How to develop? So, it's like writing. We have already seen 3-step process while writing a memo or letter or message. So, in the case of PowerPoint presentation, this writing is like developing a presentation. So, what is this development now? Obviously, we have audience, we have subject, we have purpose, and we have to follow certain etiquettes. It may be a formal presentation, it may be informal presentation. By and large, I'll say every presentation is formal. If you feel that this is informal, then it is your mistake. Every presentation is formal. So, how the presentation will flow? Introduction, message, and conclusion. When you feel that it is highly informal, now there is nothing formal about it, then I'll say that friends treat it as most formal. Then plan. Then see how are you going to handle that. So, this is something like writing presentation, like developing a presentation. How should you develop the presentation? The first thing is arouse interest. The first few slides, or maybe the very first slide, or the few sentences which you utter with the help of presentation should be capturing enough. Arouse the interest of audience. Build your credibility. We know about it. Credibility is essential. And then preview message. Do it yourself. Limit main points. We have already understood that it can't go berserk. You can't complete everything in one presentation. Connect ideas. This is transition. How are you moving from one idea to another idea? You should have interesting transitions, and the transition should be communicated in a fashion so that audience may realize the connectivity between the 2 points. And then engage audience. Keep on talking to them. Use conversational style. There is a tendency of audience to lose concentration within 5 to 7 minutes. So, see what are you going to do after every such span, maybe 5 minutes or maybe 7 minutes, maybe 8 minutes, wherever you see that the audience is going to lose interest, then your message should have some element to engage them. This is composing part. So, compose the message in a fashion so that a lot of interesting elements are there in the presentation. Write the conclusion, restate the main points, describe the next steps, what you are expecting the audience to do, or what is the next thing, maybe inform, persuade or collaborate, whatever it may be, and then close the presentation, thank them. How can you complete? So, the last stage and the most important stage is here. Master delivery. Rehearse as many times as possible. I'll say initially not less than 5 to 6 times you should go for the mock presentations. Then prepare to speak means what? What are you going to wear? Your attire, your mental peace, rest the audience, the place where you are going to make the presentation, control over the lights, audio equipments. So, this all will go to prepare to speak. Not only you are preparing yourself, but preparing equipment and the hall and the audience so that you may communicate with them well. Then overcome anxiety. How are you going to overcome anxiety? Obviously with mock sessions and with proper preparation. The preparation is really required to handle the questions. This is something which you may be worried about, that if a person will ask something or you are not sure what people will start asking. So friends, few tips are there. 1. Anticipate questions. Understand, anticipate what kind of questions may be asked and prepare yourself for that. 1. 2. Find a person who is intelligent enough and friendly. Find friendly faces in the audience, and you may transfer this question back to the audience, and then probably those friendly faces in the audience may come to help you out, and then they may support whatever you are trying to communicate, or they may handle the questions. If somehow you are not in a position to take the presentation in a way you wish to take, why? Because a lot of disturbing questions are there, a lot of people are there, those who are raising their hands, raising questions continuously and not allowing you to gain control over the presentation, or I may say like they are hijacking your session. So tell them that, friend, allow me to complete, move ahead, and I'll talk to you during the tea break or after the presentation. Appreciate their concern, appreciate their questions. It's really important, friends. Whenever you have a question, appreciate that question. Understand, repeat that question so that everybody may be in a position to understand the question asked by someone. And then if you will repeat, rephrase and repeat, then you will engage everybody in the audience and then answer the question. And now if enough questions are there and you are not comfortable and you feel that you will not be able to complete your presentation within a stipulated time, then request the person who is asking such questions to park the questions. Seek their permission. Can I park your question? Can I take your question after the presentation? And they may be during the breaks, etc. You may take their questions. But the really important thing is that you should appreciate the question. You should appreciate the intentions of the person and the way the person is trying to interact. Must be appreciated.